Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited that you are here. My name is Karla Cauldwell. I am the host of Whole Life Healing. I am your nurse coach. And today I am super excited to talk to you about gaining clarity in situations that feel overwhelming relating to making changes. The goal is that by the end of this session, you will feel confident and know what to do when you want to make a positive behavior change and you're feeling overwhelmed, what to do to move from that overwhelm to clarity with a defined action step to take that you feel confident you can complete. Okay, so let's get started. First, I have to tell you a story. I have to tell you why I wanted to talk about this today. I was leading one of the health groups that I lead, and what we were covering in this session was how to change our eating habits, specifically changing our learning how to make meals on our own, how to meal plan, how to purchase higher quality foods, and how to ensure that we're eating the best foods possible for the majority of the time. Now, some of the people in my group have been working at this for a while, so they knew what to do. But some of my people, it was their first time, and several were feeling really overwhelmed. One woman in particular said, I eat out most of my meals. I don't know how I'm going to do that, as busy as I am, move from eating out to having nutritious meals every day, all 3 meals, my snacks. I'm feeling overwhelmed. Another gentleman was feeling doubtful in his ability to eat better because he also was at a beginning state. And so it's at this point in all of my groups that I have to make the following reminders. One, that there's nothing wrong with you. This is actually very normal. I think of this as a human dilemma where we want to make a change and we are picturing where we are now, and then we're picturing a perfect scenario. But there's like 1,000 steps that have to be taken in between. And so then we feel overwhelmed because we're just focused on where we are now and where we want to get to, the perfect state. It's important to get out of that perspective. It can be very overwhelming. And I think, I've seen a lot of people quit on their health journeys when they're thinking of where they are now and then what it looks like to be what they think is perfect. I know I've experienced that too. So I want to share with you what I shared with the group. And then I want to talk to you about how do you translate the skills that we learned in that session so that you can apply it to any health behavior change. Anytime you want to change a behavior for the positive, I want you to be able to translate the skills to whatever situation you're in, to move from feeling overwhelmed to clarity and knowing which action you will take. Okay. So, what I shared with the gentleman and the lady that were feeling overwhelmed is one, don't worry. You're not unique. This is really normal to feel this way. And I want to encourage you to start where you are right now. We're not going to picture perfection. We're not going to compare ourselves to anyone else. We're just going to focus on where are you now? And the best way to do that is to collect data from the most important place of all, you. So for this example, I'm going to share the example of this health group. We were looking at improving our meals. So I asked everyone in the group to rate where are they at when it comes to meal planning, eating nutritious meals each day on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being all of my meals are terrible. They are not providing me with nutrition. I'm not doing well is a 1. All the way to 10, all my meals are nutrient dense, even my snacks. I feel confident in the foods that I'm eating. They are supporting my best health ever. That's a 10. So I asked the group, rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. This is the first step to personalizing because everyone in a group will be at a different number. When you start to use this process, your number is going to be unique to you. And it helps to stabilize you so that you have a baseline and a starting point. Next, depending on what your number is, you don't want to move. Let's say you rate yourself a 1. The goal is not to move from 1 to 10. If you're a 3, the goal is not to move from 3 to 10. The goal is to move up by 1. This is what will help anchor you into reality and select an action step that makes the most sense for you. So when I asked the group to rate themselves, whatever number they were at, I asked them what is one small action I can take to move up by 1. So if their score was a 3, they were going to ask themselves, what's one small action I can take to improve my meals by 1? And I also said that you can focus on improving 1 meal at a time. 1 meal at a time. We consistently need to coach ourselves to think about progress, not perfection. Overwhelm, getting stagnant, giving up is usually related to wanting to be perfect. So focusing on progress will help to keep you moving forward. Okay, so they identified where they were. They selected a next best step. And then I asked them to make it SMART. If you listen to any of my material, you know I am really big on SMART goals for helping us move from idea to action. And all this means is making your action statement specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time sensitive. And for the utmost success, I asked the group to take their SMART action statement and connect it to how it will help what matters most. What matters most to you is a huge motivator. So making that connection of, okay, I have this SMART goal. If I complete this goal, how will it support what matters most to me? And that was it. I then checked back with the woman and the gentleman, and I said, I just asked them how they were feeling and if they felt confident in moving forward. The woman shared that although she wants to change everything, she did feel confident that she could move forward with her action steps. She was going to improve one of her meals. She was a little hesitant because she did want to change more than that. And I just encouraged her to just try this way. Just take it on a test drive. I asked her, how long have you been trying to work on this? And she mentioned several years. And I said, so what's 1 week trying it this way to see how it goes? So she said she was willing. When I asked the gentleman how he felt, he said he felt relief that he only had to change one thing. He was actually going to work on his snacks, and he felt confident he could do that. Now, I want to translate what happened in this session to any health behavior change that you want to make. I want you to take what I just shared, just the framework of what I just shared, and guide you to apply it to anything you want to change. So I want to ask you to please think about, what is one thing that you are wanting to change for your health? What is something that you're wanting to do for your health? It could be anything. It could be improving your sleep. It could be increasing your physical activity. It could be improving your eating or your stress management, or maybe you have an event you want to plan for, like I don't know, maybe you want to do a 5K or a 10K or whatever it is that you are wanting to improve. Once you have that in your mind, I want to ask you, why is this change important to you? Why do you want to do this? Why does this change matter to you? Why do you want to do this? And when you make this change, so when you reach wherever it is you want to go with this health change, how will that benefit what matters most to you? Okay, hint. If you don't know what matters most to you, then you need to stop right now, stop the recording, and take some time to get really clear on what matters most to you. This is your driver. This is your motivation. It's very important to be clear on what matters most to you. Okay, so you identified what it is you want to do for your health. You identified why, and you also identified how it will benefit what matters most to you. Step number 2, the next thing you want to do is create a baseline. You're going to collect data from the most important place of all, you. You're going to rate yourself. You're going to say, where am I on the scale of accomplishing this change? On a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is, I'm at 0. I have not done anything. I don't know how I'm going to make this change. I'm at a 1. 1 is that you are starting from the very beginning. All the way to 10, I've already completed this action. So you really shouldn't be a 10 because you've already completed it. So where are you on the scale of 1 to 10? This is your baseline. This is really important because you're going to generate your action steps based on this number. So wherever you're at, you're going to ask yourself, what is one small action I can take that I'm confident I can complete to move me up by 1 point? So if you rated yourself a 2, you're going to ask yourself, what is an action I can take this week to help me get to a 3? That's it, 1 point. This is really important. And it's important to coach yourself, especially when you're like, but I want to get to 10. And if I'm just getting to 3, that's going to take a long time. These are distractors. I'm going to highly encourage you to coach yourself to stay focused on what is your number and what can you do to move up by 1. Trust me, you are going to get to where you're going to go, and you're more likely to be successful if you do it in smaller increments that you are confident you can complete. Okay, so once you've identified what it is you're going to do, you want to move it from idea to action, because it's really normal at this point when you ask yourself, what's that one small thing? You probably will come up with an idea. It's likely. It's likely that you're going to say, well, I need to be more active, or I need to get up earlier, or I need to learn more about X, Y, and Z. And those are all ideas. If we don't make it into an action statement, we're not likely to follow through. So this is where SMART goals come in. You're going to take whatever your identified thing to do, and you're going to make it SMART. You're going to make sure it's specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time sensitive. So let's say that you want to increase your energy because you're feeling really tired all the time. And this is important to you because you're not doing a lot of the things that you enjoy, and you don't feel good. This relates to what matters most to you, because your family is what matters most, and being tired is getting in the way of spending quality time with your family. You find yourself not having patience with them. So if you're able to increase your energy, it will benefit your family. When you rate yourself and you ask yourself, where am I at on this energy journey? Am I a 1 where I have 0 energy, all the way to 10, I have the most energy in all the world? And you rate yourself a 3. Then you ask yourself, what is one small thing I can do to move from a 3 to a 4, something I feel confident in? I could go to bed earlier. Okay, that's an idea. This is where we want to move from idea to action. I need to make it SMART. I can go to bed earlier. I need to change that so it's specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time sensitive. So maybe then I decide I will go to bed at 10 p.m. Monday through Friday, so that I can get more sleep. That's what I'm going to do in the next week. I'm going to go to bed 10 p.m. Monday through Friday so I can get more sleep. That is definitely specific. I can measure if it happened because it's 10 p.m. It's action oriented. It's actually something I can do. Realistic. You test realistic by asking yourself how confident you are that you can complete this goal on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 is not confident. 10 is the most confidence. If you're a 7 or above, you're likely to complete this action. If you're below a 7, I'm going to encourage you to rewrite that statement. So let's pretend that when you tested this, you were an 8 in confidence that you could go to bed by 10. So it's a good goal. Okay. Now you have your action step, and it's time to do. And you're going to work on completing this action step. Now, sometimes things don't go as planned. That's very normal. So in the next 7 days, as you attempt to go to bed at 10 p.m., if something's getting in the way, or there's a hiccup, then you're going to be flexible, and you're going to tweak the goal to meet your life's demands. Because ultimately, we are focusing on progress versus perfection. And we're going to keep moving forward because we're going to work with ourselves in our life's situation. Once we have completed our goal for the set amount of time, we do the process all over again. And we keep doing this until we get to where we want to go. It's very simple. You just keep repeating. You get clear on your change, how it matters most to you, how it connects to what matters most to you. You rate yourself to see where you are. And as you keep doing this, if you're picking the right action steps and if you keep moving forward, your number will keep increasing. You then keep identifying action steps you can take to move up by 1 until you get to your 10. And you always make that action item SMART: specific, measurable, action-oriented, realistic, and time-sensitive. I'm really, really excited for you to take this information on a test drive. I have over 10,000 hours in health coaching. And so this method that I'm sharing with you, not only is it backed by science, but it's backed by experience, personal experience in my own health journey and experience in those 10,000 plus hours of health coaching others. These methods work when we use them. I am rooting for your success times 1,000. If you found this helpful, please, please, please share with your network. When you improve your well-being, you role model that healing to everyone around you. So please share this information. We are better together. And can you imagine a world where we are healthy, happy, and whole? How different things would be. I am rooting for your success and I appreciate you so much. Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining me.